everyone, welcome back to another episode of My Pro Life Story. Today's guest is someone that I've been getting to know better on Instagram and actually consider a friend. So without further ado, give a warm welcome to Elisabeth.
Hello, my name is Elisabeth, and I am a 20-year-old pro-lifer.
Nice. So Liz, why do you consider yourself pro-life?
I consider myself pro-life because I believe that life begins at conception and that all life is valuable.
That is a really nice response. Were you raised to be pro-life or did you choose that identity?
I was pretty much raised pro-life, but no one really said anything about pro-life, pro-abortion, and stuff like that to me. So it's more of I discovered it more, but I was raised with the values of it.
Yeah. So you didn't necessarily take the explicit label of it, but you were pretty much in there.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that you are pro-life for religious reasons, scientific reasons, moral reasons, or a combination of all three?
I would say a combination of all three.
Nice. So in line with most pro-lifers, how have you gotten involved in the pro-life movement so far? And would you say that you have influenced your community?
I've mostly been involved with just talking to random people about it and my pro-life page on Instagram, but I haven't really felt like I've made an impact at all yet, but I am trying.
I think you have. I think anything, is pretty impactful. Whether it's doing a March for Life or being on social media, I think anything counts, You can't underestimate the power of, what you're doing, So I'd say you made a pretty big impact, especially with all the threads that I've seen. And so do you think anyone should be able to speak out against abortion, like just women or men included?
I feel like everyone should be able to speak on this, especially since men do help create the people that are being aborted. And
Yeah.
I just think that gender should have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, especially because the fetus is both from the mom and the dad. So is there ever any logic that you hear pro-choicers say, like within an argument, and you're like, well, they do kind of have a point?
Not usually, but sometimes when they do talk about the cases of rape, they do kind of tug on my heart a little bit.
It definitely is a very hard case situation. How do you think pro-lifers and the movement as a whole can improve our reputation?
I think we should be way more compassionate with people and more understanding and trying to reason with them without attacking them like I've seen some people do.
Definitely, because, you can't combat hate with hate, I think just attacking pro-choicers, especially since a lot of them have had abortions, it's just going to make them stand by their argument even more. Very good responses in the first half. Now we are going to transition onto the field questions where I'll ask you some hard case questions and your thoughts on some pro-choice arguments. So right off the bat, do you believe in any exceptions with abortion? What about rape or incest?
As horrible as those instances are, I don't really make exceptions to it. Even though it's a really hard stance to take, I just can't make exceptions.
Do you have any reasoning as to why not?
Because as I said before, I believe life begins at conception and that it is an innocent life that is being taken, and being pro-life, I can't accept.
So two wrongs don't make a right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And do you think that if abortion becomes legal, more women will still get them and die in the process?
I wouldn't necessarily say that more women will get them. I do believe that plenty of women will still get them. I don't think more women will get them illegally comparatively to what we've been having now, but more women will die from it either, with them being mostly done by abortionists who have had some form of medical training. And with them
it's a common myth that people or women got illegal abortions in back alleys, which some did, but a lot of them were also done under the counter with actual permitted physicians. So do you think pro-lifers need to compromise to end abortion, such as funding more birth control?
I don't think so, especially with birth control being very bad for women. I don't think we should compromise with something that is bad for women's health to begin with.
So often pro-choicers like to bring up adoption, the foster system, or simply quality of life in order to undermine the pro-life movement. How do you respond to this?
I think that the situations aren't all the same. With situations can change, and that it's really up to, like the person making the best out of their situation, and up to God at how, what kind of situation they end up in.
Yeah. And it is just kind of blatantly offensive to people who are in the foster system or adoption, saying that their life doesn't matter and they should have been aborted. Society seems to believe that if you are pro-life, you are anti-woman. How do you feel about this? Do you feel like you are oppressing women by being pro-life?
I feel like the pro life movement empowers women more to be able to succeed while still having a child, to be able to do whatever they want and still be able to raise a child. And I think
Yeah.
it's more empowering to women.
Yeah, especially when I see women who chose life and then they had their child and they still got to pursue their dreams. It's just very inspiring. So, do you think you can be pro-choice and Christian? Why or why not?
I don't think that you can be truly a Christian and be pro choice. I think you can believe that there is a God, but I don't think you'll be holding to the ideals of the Christian religion if you are pro choice.
Definitely. And I think in 2020, words have kind of lost meaning. And so, Christian is just a word. It's how you use it that
Yeah.
counts. Are you applying it to your life? All that kind of stuff. So, often pro-choicers like to state that a fetus is not alive until viability. Why do you disagree with this statement?
I disagree with this statement. I think more from my Christian beliefs, because I haven't done a lot of study on it from a scientific aspect. God often says that he calls people from the womb and he makes them for a reason. And so I say begins at conception.
On a Christian perspective, I like to say how God could have made pregnancy a week. He could have made it a month, but he chose it to make it 9 months, and you have to respect his design. You know, he has a plan for everyone from the minute of conception and even before they existed. Pro-choice Christians need to respect that. If there's someone out there who is silently pro-life, how do you suggest they should get involved, and are they obligated to get involved?
I think that they should be studying a bit more, and I feel like as they study more that they'll want to become involved and want to do something, even if it's just like signing petitions or starting a Instagram page or whatever. I think it will just come naturally as they develop in their beliefs.
Yeah, because even like doing the smallest things, you know, it's better than doing nothing. What would you like to say to pro-choicers that are watching this? Maybe they've had an abortion or they are deeply impacted by it. What do you want them to know?
I want them to know that we don't judge them for having the abortion and that we still love them as people, but we still love the fetus too, and that we don't want either of them to suffer, and we want them both to be able to live their lives and succeed. And
The way I see it is that if a woman gets the abortion, only one life lives, but if she doesn't get it, two lives live, and optimistically they can both thrive and attain both of their dreams. So it's just, I think, a humanitarian way of looking at it. So do you have any closing thoughts? Anything you want to tell all the viewers?
I want to tell everyone to keep fighting for the pro-life movement, and that someday I hope that we succeed, and I believe that we will succeed if we keep on fighting.
Definitely. Very solid advice. So, guys, you have watched another episode of My Prolife Story featuring Elisabeth. So go check her out. Her Instagram tag will be down below in the description. And stay tuned for more episodes Fridays and Sundays right here.